If you're not happy right now, there's a high chance you just never will be. And so people that don't have money, all they want is money. People that have a lot of money really just want their time and freedom back. People that have nothing but time and freedom are looking for purpose and passion. And so the moral of the story is you are never going to be satisfied. You're always looking for more. This is just part of human nature. And so if you can't be content and happy with what you have now, you will never be happy and content when you have things. And so I remember even when I had not a single dollar in my bank account and I was really just, let's say, chasing monetary success, I was incredibly happy during the time. Living in a roach motel in fucking the shittest fucking, I still remember this place and it was shit, but I woke up excited every single day because I was just happy to be a part of the process and I knew that I was making progress towards a longer term goal. And then you move into a slightly nicer apartment and you start to spend slightly more amounts of money on other things, and I still love that part. And then you just continuously want more and more and more. But at what point, it's not really about more, it's about just being happy with what you have. And as a society, we really don't need more shit. I mean, do we need more fucking Twinkies and garbage? We are the biggest consumer nation of all time. And so if needing more is not the answer, then what is? I mean, it's probably just being just happy with where you are and being able to find the inner piece of that. And the reason why I'm thinking of this is right now I'm at a marketing conference where the minimum you have to be making is over 10 million per year. It's called YPO. And I'm a key associate of one of the people here, so I'm not in YPO. But the last person who just spoke is a really, really good friend of mine. His name is Steve, and he runs the largest Christianity company in the world called Pray.com, where they do, I think, 5 million people per day on their website and hundreds of millions of podcast downloads. And he was going to be given a speech on marketing around how they do that. But he started off the speech saying, I have all these slides for you guys right now, but I'm going to go completely off script. Right now it's my dad's birthday, and I just want to do something that I think would make my dad proud. And he said, does anyone in here have someone that has family that's incredibly sick right now? Or are you an incredibly bad situation? And he said, you don't have to tell me, but if anyone is willing, please raise your hand. And someone raised their hand and they start tearing up and crying and say, my mom is about to pass away. And so now we have this entire room of global leaders and entrepreneurs like choked up. I mean, genuinely. And he said, every single one of us is there for you. And if someone else is going through someone similar, please go up to this person and give them a hug, like after his speech. And so what I really got from that is take things back to where they really matter. The people around you really matter. It's not the stuff that you have. The stuff that you have can always get taken away. And you could say, well, Josh, it's easy for you to say that at this incredibly nice hotel in this incredibly nice area. And I usually do not like Miami, but I'm having the best time ever because of the people that I'm with. But I promise you, I would be just as happy with absolutely nothing in the worst hotel as long as I'm around the right kinds of people. And you have people that you care for and they care for you. And another reason why this is really fresh on my mind and I think is hyper valuable is I would ask anyone on the other side of the screen, when was the last time you genuinely had a super deep conversation with a group of people or by yourself in general? And I mean like super deep, where every single person involved is 100% transparent and vulnerable and honest with everything that they're doing. It's honestly probably not frequently or maybe never at all. And last night, part of YPO is you really want to get, a lot of things are just surface level, and you don't build unbreakable bonds by being surface level with people. So a lot of the goals with this is to get hyper deep in understanding. So I was at a closed, very, very closed group dinner with just a few people. And I'm not going to repeat the question that was asked, but the night ended with a group of billionaires literally crying their eyes out at the end of dinner, not just of like the relief of being able to be vulnerable with a group of people that actually care about you. And so it was a roundabout table all giving a certain opinion on a subject that is just a hyper dense question. And then that led to a lot of us just saying, I mean, it says some incredible things. And so this is something that I really want to start to incorporate more with all the people around me. And I would highly recommend, because this is way more important than getting more stuff. I promise you it's more important. It's great to have more stuff. I want to continue to have more stuff. I would live in this freaking hotel room. But it's not about more stuff. It's about having the right stuff. And it is nice to be in a $1,600 per night hotel room. But you know what? This extra space is not fucking worth it. It's not at all. There's nothing. It's just a fucking hotel room and it's a bed. And I genuinely believe that it feasibly does not matter at all. What matters is the people that you're with and the bonds that you can create and all these things. And so I'll go over some of the questions that we actually only just had. We had probably a 3-hour conversation last night, and all just stemmed from one question. Ken, one of the guys that I work with, he's like the mentor to everybody. He's just so gracious with his time and with just about every single person I've ever met. He's the guy. And he said, all right, we're going to go around the table, and I want you to tell me about your father's life and how that impacted you and how that makes you who you are today. So what he really wanted to hear was your father's life story, how that impacted you growing up and how your father raised you, and then reflectively make some conclusions as to how that made you who you are today. And so that's a hyper fucking deep question, right? You're not going to answer that in 1 minute. So we were spending like 25 minutes per person really just unpacking this and getting as deep as humanly fucking possible. And so this is just one question out of a million. And I would ask you, do you even know your friends? I'll be honest with myself, if I'm being objective, I have not done a good job of asking my friends incredibly deep questions or going over deep things. And I promise you, the bonds that you will create with these types of people are substantially better. And so I've gone on a ton of tangents when I started talking about how stuff does not make you happy. It makes life better, 1000%. But if you are not happy in the situation that you are in today with who you are as a person, you are not going to be happy with stuff. Stuff does just not magically make you happy. The person you are makes you happy. And the person I've become doing all the things that I'm doing and having to, let's say, run a company and provide value and learn new things and continuously progress and trying to chase excellence in every single aspect of my life, I love that person. And I love the things that that person does, which leaves me hyper content with where I'm at. And I am continuously chasing for substantially more. Every single person in there, I think if I asked them what would make them happier from a monetary standpoint, every single person would say 3 to 5 times more than what they have. Yet all of those people in that room make well over $10 million per year in revenue. Most of them are doing well over $50 million a year in revenue. That's not profit. Most of these businesses, let's say, run at 20% profit margins. But if you do $50 million per year at 20% profit margins, that's $10 million per year. Yet all of these people say they would be substantially happier, monetarily wise, if they made 3 to 5 times that. But there's really not too much of a difference. You just always want more. It is human nature. And I don't think we're ever going to get over that, which is why I think it's so important to just be so hyper content with where you actually are. And if you're not, what do you have to do to change that? And so, I mean, this is more of a self-reflecting question with what do I have to do? And there's probably tons and tons of things that I need to do where you just gotta fucking impact and dig deeper, I guess.